Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I go about doing the background scenery in the comics pages I do. I do two cartoons. I do Adam and Eve, and I do The Night of the Village Idiots, which is part of the Sleepy Hamlet series of stories or tales, which you can see Adam and Eve thrice weekly on my Faceless Book page, Twitter, Instagram, that sort of thing. And the Sleepy Hamlet tale, The Night of the Village Idiots, once a week on Sleepy Hamlet Tuesday. Just find me on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter, and you can follow it there. But because I do the backgrounds without any black outlines, didn't always used to, but I do now, people have asked me, how do you go about doing it? Do you use a Syntec or do you use Intuos or whatever they are? And I don't. I just literally draw it with the mouse. But rather than explain it all over and over again, I thought if I do a YouTube tutorial, A, hopefully it'll be something you enjoy, and B, it'll be somewhere that I can point people when they ask me the same question. So without further ado, here we go. Let's see how I colour a panel from my labour of love graphic novel, The Night of the Village Idiots. Okay, here we go. First thing I did is I selected the yellow background. Now what that does, you probably noticed there that I drew the line straight across so it didn't go through the balloon. That's because it's only reading the colour I've selected, in this case that mustard yellow. Very, very clever little technique. I love that. So the first thing I do is, this is the previous page that I've done. You can see the detail in it. I'm just using the colours, selecting the colours so they're all the same. And I'll draw in the curtains here, and just, I won't do any shading till a little bit later on. At this point, all I'm doing is I'm putting in the basic colours for the table, the curtains, the windows, skirting board in that case, chairs, and although I said that I did do it all with a mouse, I do a lot of hand drawing with a mouse. I do also do a fair bit with the Photoshop tools. Now, a classic example of that is here when I'm drawing. This is an old TV stand because Sleepy Hamlet is set in the 1950s, so you have to get the right setting. This is an old style TV. Now, when I'm drawing the lines here, what you do here is you select the colour, and then you click it on the area you want it to start, hold down Control, and then take it to the place where you want the line to end, and then click, and it will draw the line straight for you. That can either be a straight horizontal or vertical line, or it can be a line at any angle you wish it to be. It's very, very clever. I'm very impressed with that. So now with this is an old TV? This is what TVs used to look like this is what TVs looked like in the 50s, kids. I wasn't very happy with the size of that. So this is I've drawn by hand. And that was in just it. This was the TV. In America it was a lot better, but over here it was pretty rubbish. So I'm going to go quiet for a while, and I'll let you see a little bit more of this, and I'll come back in as and when I think it's relevant. So enjoy for a few minutes. I'm back again. What you've noticed here is the legs of the chair. They were damn uncomfortable, those chairs. Well, they used to have them in the 70s as well, 60s and 70s. What you'll notice about the legs of the chair is they go through the mushroom colour and straight through the white. So at this point I've actually turned the selected the area off, so I now have to carefully draw them through before I go through any of the other characters. Just a little bit of shading there, and now I've selected it again. Reason I do this is like I wanted to put the leg of the chair there straight through the white. I did not want it to be showing through the white, so I just selected the brown. Then once I got the leg in the right place, I then deselected the whole thing and just put it onto, well, it was unselected, shall we say, so it'll go through, and like it did then it went through her foot. I just got rid of that by clicking white, and then on that little brown line put the paint bucket on. Now I've selected the white area here, so the only area that's going to be affected is the white area. So I can draw those lines straight through without having to stop at the finger and start again at the other side of the foot and stop and start and stop and start. It's a right old pain. And there you go. That's the little bit of shadow for the chair. Right, so what did I do now? Oh, selected the background again. So I think I'm doing the window now. Yeah, I'm doing the window panes. When I first drew this on the previous page, I thought that's a nice little scene, but then realised that they're in the same angle, not same position, but same angle in every single panel. And I thought, what have I done? I'm just giving myself a nightmare to produce here. But there you go. It's a labour of love. That's why I did it. The windows were particularly laborious because of all the scenery behind it. I did it 2 or 3 different ways before I finally settled on one that I liked. Now I'm doing the slightly grey area here. It's meant to be light and shade. It's just that this is where the windows that open are. I wanted to distinguish between the white of the window frame and the white of the window that opens. So I drew this little grey line, and it worked perfectly. Now you know it's set smaller within the main window frame. These were just LED lighting up at the top there. Then I thought, well, I need to have some shading on here, and it was great to start with, but I realised that I'd lost part of the lines that distinguish where the inner window was. So I just got myself something darker and went through it like that. I obviously made a mistake there, and there you go. So now you can see it all, follows it all the way through. Now I've selected just the yellow again. Now I'm drawing the LED lights. See, well, just click, 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 click. Click, click, the line goes through. And then a bit more difficult when you're doing the lines at an angle, because particularly with stuff like this, because you've got to get them spot on, otherwise they show as not being straight. Well, I mean, spot on isn't really, that's not fair. I'm not going to do it spot on. Now I've reselected the mustard colour again, so now all the white doesn't show as I start to do the background scenery, or the stuff outside, should we say, through their window. And then fill all that in. I know the stuff's going to come in, it's going to go over it, but it doesn't matter because we're just reading that area at the moment. And I select the darker, or the bush that was a bit closer, and here we go. I'll leave you again for a few minutes whilst this all gets sorted out. I'll come back soon. There we go, so that's all the window done now, all background scenery. Now I noticed that I realised when I was doing this picture from this time period, the 1950s, you had a lot of these home sweet home signs where the wife would embroider it. And I put that in here because when you get to know the two characters here, who are Mr. and Mrs. Roberts from Gore's Cottage, they didn't like that yellow. They were probably the least likely to be writing Home Sweet Home anywhere. Their entire life is basically trying to outdo one another. And so I now selected the colour overlay, click the light blue, then stretched and did it to where I want to do, and there we go, Home Sweet Home. Now that's that done. So I select the background again, and I wanted to do some shading on here. A little bit of shading there, and I then decided to go around to the curtains and do exactly the same with them as well. Yeah, that was the strange thing. I selected it, but for some reason it wouldn't go right to the very, very edge. So it kept on bleeding out, so I had to literally kick off or get rid of the selector tool and very carefully do it by hand so it didn't go into anything else. Nightmare, absolute nightmare. Anyway, whilst I'm still on it, because we'll be coming... Oh, this is where I did the dog, I think, isn't it? Is it? No, I was doing that's it. I was doing the lines for the wallpaper. The pattern will come on soon. Did the very white, a pale white line there, and then this tool, this pattern is just in my brushes. I don't know what it is, but it just seemed to be perfect for what I wanted for them. Definitely countryside feel to it. There you have it. So before this all ends, because I think I'm doing the curtains next, and that would pretty much be it. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button and also click on the bell so you get notified about anything that I do. Come along and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram if you wish as well. More than merry, you're all welcome. And keep coming back. Let's make this into something special. If there's something you'd like me to show you or talk about, also let me know. Leave that in the comments section below, and I'll gladly answer any questions that I can for you. But for the meantime now, all I've got to do is finish the shading of this, the last bit, and then you'll see the finished picture at the end just for a couple of seconds, and then that'll be that, and I shall be working out what to do next for my next YouTube video, which is probably where you come in, because you tell me what you'd like to see. Makes it easier for me. So up until that point, thank you very, very much for your time. I've really enjoyed being with you, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video. So goodbye for now.